Right, so I want to talk about something that I regret and that I feel a bit of guilt over. I dated this black man when I was like, how old was I? I was like 21, in between like 21 to 22, I think. And he was a rebound boyfriend after the guy who was grooming me broke up with me. When I was 20, my groomer broke up with me. Or one of my groomers. Anyways, and the thing I regret about this relationship, with this black man has nothing at all to do with him. He was actually a lovely guy from what I remember. What I regret is that I cannot remember his name and I wasn't upfront with him with the reasons that I broke up with him because I didn't understand the reasons at the time. So in retrospect, I understand that the reason I broke up with him is that I was in the closet. I was perceived as a woman back then, but I'm actually not a woman. I'm a gender fluid trans man. I am both gender fluid and also a trans man. So the reason I broke up with this individual is because he wasn't gay and I am a man who was in the closet at that time. And so we weren't compatible, but it had nothing really to do with him. He was a lovely guy. I look back on that relationship fondly. I regret that I didn't have enough self-awareness at the time to give him an actual reason. I think I had just said, like, that I just wasn't feeling it and it wasn't going to work out and that I wished him well. And I feel kind of bad about the timing of it because I broke up with him soon after he told me that he loved me. And I just, something like in my head clicked and I realized that I couldn't be with him and that I wasn't the right person for him. And it's because I'm not a woman, but I didn't know that at the time. And so the other thing I regret about that relationship, and it could be due to the fact I have chronic memory issues from my dissociative amnesia, which is a symptom of my disability. One of my disabilities, dissociative identity disorder, which in part I have from people harming me, like my groomer in my past. My DID doesn't come from the person who broke up with me when I was 20, but DID is correlated with childhood sexual trauma, and I do have childhood sexual trauma from someone else. Anyways, there's a high correlation. It's like, I've seen it like 70% of us or something. Anyways, the statistics vary depending on the study. The other thing I regret about my relationship with that black man is I don't remember his name, and I feel like I don't know why. Like, I wish I remembered his name. Like, I dated him for at least a couple months, I feel like. Like, I dated him for at least a few months. We went on multiple dates. Like, why don't I remember his name? Why can't I remember his name? And I know in my case, it genuinely could be because of the nature of my disability, just making me forget shit. Like, he's very far from the only person around that same time period that I genuinely do not remember the name of. For example, there was someone who used to DM me on Instagram, and one day I told this person, I don't remember who you are. Like, you've been talking to me, like DMing me for a bit. I do not remember how I met you. I don't remember who you are. Like, who are you? And this person was like, well, that's awkward. I think I'm just going to unfollow you now. Instead of telling me their name and who they are, like how I met them or how I know them. And I'm like, I'm really fucking sorry that I'm like this. Like, I know we were talking before this point. And I also know that my disability masks itself very, very well. But I genuinely don't fucking remember. And I think it might have been a similar thing, but it also could have just been that he wasn't an important enough person in my life for me to remember his name. In which case, I feel like that's pretty fucking disrespectful considering I dated him. And anyways, I guess the two things I regret about that relationship is I wish I remembered his name. I wish I had given him a better reason for why I was breaking up with him. Because in retrospect, the reason I was breaking up with him is because we would never be compatible, since he's a straight man and I am not straight and also not a woman. But yeah, that's just like a memory that I'm sharing.